Alright, let's get this over with. I am the rest of eternity to wander pointlessly.
Hello there, this video will cover my thoughts on why I think Hercules is a generally better champion than Cosmic Ghost Rider. If you have any thoughts, feel free to leave a comment. I would be more than happy to have a civil discussion. I would recommend you watch the entirety of this video so you can have a full scope of my thoughts. With that, let's begin. I hope you enjoy. I know the title thumbnail may shock you, especially from, me. I think it's important to cover a couple things at the beginning of this. First things first, I'm probably the biggest Cosmic Ghost Rider fan in the community. Maybe not probably, I definitely am. Not just because I make videos about him constantly, but because I literally tweeted at Kabam and MCOC 500 times begging them to bring Cosmic Ghost Rider to the game 6 months before it happened. I literally built a reputation as the Cosmic Ghost Rider guy before anyone else knew he was coming to the game. And when he finally did, I started my channel. I created this channel because I wanted to take my content creation further by mastering one of my favorite Marvel characters and teaching others how to. And I've been doing that for the last 10 months. I've made a lot of videos about Cosmic Ghost Rider. I've done thousands of fights with him. I've spent months testing him. So I think what I'm going to say has a lot of value to it thanks to my extensive experience playing Cosmic Ghost Rider and a long while of observing Hercules and testing him for myself. All of that was very important to display at the beginning of the video in my opinion, because one might assume I'm just someone who jumps on the hype train from champ to champ. That is obviously not the case. You might not know this, but I love Cosmic Ghost Rider. He's such an interesting character. I've read every single comic he's ever appeared in multiple times. I think he's awesome, so I do have a genuine attachment to the character, not just the champion. I would have been making tons of YouTube videos about him even if he was worse than Superior Iron Man. It's just what I enjoy doing. I never tried to oversell or over-exaggerate what he can accomplish. I think he's underrated in some ways. I did a video about that. And I think he's overrated in some ways too. I'm probably going to do a video on that later. I'm not doing this just for views. I'm doing this for fun and to educate or entertain you all. So thank you for the support, and I just wanted to make that completely clear. I'm just doing what I enjoy here. I'm grateful to everyone who's supporting me. Just sometimes a lot of the negativity and hate towards myself or the way I approach my content kind of gets to me, so I wanted to make that clear in case any of those people are watching. Now that all of that stuff is out of the way, I want to talk about the actual topic of the video itself. So, spoiler alert, I think Hercules is generally a better champion than Cosmic Ghost Rider, especially in the hands of a skilled player who can capitalize on his benefits from intercepting and all the other things he has to do, like special intercepting and hitting with a heavy while the opponent's not stunned, etc. In fact, I think Hercules is the best cosmic champion in the game. I'm not saying I like Hercules more or that I hate CGR. I'm just saying I think he's objectively better. And I hate on Corvus a lot as a joke, but I think for most players with the ouchies, he is better too. And as someone who helped lead the CGR hype train, I want to explain why I think he's the best. This is the responsible thing to do. So the biggest thing Cosmic Ghost Rider dominates is damage. The rest of his kit allows him to do amazing things, but it's nothing that other champions cannot do. His utility, like heal block and fate seal, allows him to cover for tech and mystic champs and potentially do their fights faster for them. But he doesn't have much that makes him stand on his own, at least in the current state of the game, besides insane damage and bursting down content very, very quickly, which isn't a bad thing. So yeah, besides damage, there isn't anything CGR dominates, and when I say dominates, I mean being one of the absolute best champions for. Sure, his heal block and fate seal are very, very powerful and underrated, and if you haven't seen my video on that, I recommend you check it out. It's going to be linked. But other than that, he doesn't cover much else than just damage, right? Whereas Hercules' damage is pretty comparable in a lot of scenarios. He dominates stun immunity and can burst down tons of lanes and opponents just using his immortality. It's honestly insane how recklessly you can play a high sig Hercules. And he's very good with the ouchie masteries, not that CGR isn't. Sure, he doesn't have that many buffs or armor breaks, at least without synergies, but I think this can also be a pretty big strength for him. Additionally, there's a lot restricting Cosmic Ghost Rider's kit. If you want the big numbers, you need a situation where your buffs and debuffs can apply, and you really want access to your specials. That's the most important thing. He doesn't need an opponent who can be stunned, but it's tricky if they can't be stunned. or if they shrug off debuffs. And he doesn't need all of these criteria, but more than one of these missing can make him difficult and very stressful to play. There are a lot of nodes and champions that can trip up Cosmic Ghost Rider's kit. His survivability also is not the best, and his damage really relies on these core pieces of his kit. Whereas a lot of Hercules' damage comes from his red numbers, and a lot less restricts his kit. Not as many things hold him back. Myself and many more skilled players, which there are a lot of, have made CGR work in places where he probably shouldn't, and have mastered his no dex playstyle and found ways to prevent his struggles. But when there's a champ like Hercules who has very similar damage in most cases, and has that insane immortality, I don't see how CGR has a chance against him, at least in places where you don't need 170k mediums in buff control / heal block or very fast questing. So that's pretty much the basis of my argument. Cosmic Ghost Rider dominates pretty much damage, and he has a couple other good things going for him as far as utility goes. Like I said, watch that video. But Hercules, he dominates a lot more, and his damage is pretty comparable in most scenarios. Now, for a couple disclaimers, for me, I still think Cosmic Ghost Rider is the best Cosmic for me, right? I place a lot of value in his speedy quest clearing and his utility, and while Hercules might not be very good in the hands of an unskilled player, he absolutely dominates in the hands of a skilled one. So that's another thing. If you're not very good at the game, maybe you will find Cosmic Ghost Rider a bit better. He's not that skill intensive, it's more about just knowing what the rotations do and actually doing them. And while Corvus is a lot more sustainable than CGR, I think Hercules has both of them beat there. His ouchie compatibility allows him to slowly heal up, and his immortality generally is better than Corvus's. He also has way more damage, at least in Corvus. I love Cosmic Ghost Rider. This is incredibly obvious, and I don't love him any less when I can say that I genuinely do think Hercules is the best Cosmic champion in the game. I love Cosmic Ghost Rider, but it isn't difficult at all for me to say that I think another champion is better. I'm not crazy, I'm insane, okay? I think a lot of people miss this with me and assume I think CGR is the best champ and then I'm biased or something. I don't think he's the best champ. I think the best champ is Quake. So if you want to talk about that, make sure to leave a comment below, respectfully. Ghost is number 2, alright, let's just accept that. Okay, and move on. Anyways. So yeah, don't make me make a tier list, but I will if this video gets 300 likes. CGR is 100% better than Venom, though I don't understand people who say otherwise. KT1. Sorry, it has some nasty in my throat there. But yeah, CGR is definitely better than Venom. Anyone who says otherwise, you're pretty weird. Sorry. And this doesn't mean I'm jumping on the Hercules train super hard or jumping off the CGR train, just to be 100% clear. But if you saw my channel update recently, you know I'm going to be switching up my content. That is not a result of this video. If you have any thoughts at all, feel free to leave a comment. I'll be happy to have a civil discussion about it. I wanted to end this video off by saying thank you for all the support, especially through my constant CGR videos. I truly do appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely outstanding day. Take care. Farewell.